Hello, welcome back to my channel, Rose Moon Healing. Whew, how has everyone been doing? Did you survive that energy over the weekend? Man, that was intense, Twin Flames. That was some intense energy. But honestly, what I felt from it took me a minute to gather the clarity because it felt like this onslaught of just like old pain, past lives, just trauma, processing, uncomfortability, just a lot going on there. And what I was able to kind of discern after maybe an hour of this really ugly energy was, oh, this isn't mine. This is not mine. And granted, what it felt to me, and I'd be really curious to hear how you guys experience it. So please comment below. I love to interact with you guys on here. But it was shared memories. It was shared past life karmic situations between you and your twin. But it was them realizing this, awakening to all this, whether that was through their dreams and dream state, whether that was them directly communicating with the divine, whether that was them just getting these downloads or old pain and processing kind of like childhood wounding, childhood trauma. However it came through, it was like their awakening to your guys's history together, your past life histories together. And so while some of the memories you may have actually gotten to purge and release and work through some of that as well, it was really strong on Saturday. I would say Saturday was the really intense day, but you probably experienced it all through the weekend. But yeah, so you might have been able to process and kind of transmute some of that into healing, but it wasn't really yours. It was kind of you working that out for your twin, as the divine feminine often does. One thing I just want to say really quickly before I get started, because I don't think I've reiterated this enough on this channel. When I'm referring to divine feminine, that does not mean female. That could mean male, masculine. These could be same-sex twin flame relationships. Gender is not really a part of it, but it's just easier for me that when I'm referring to divine feminine, I use she. When I'm referring to divine masculine, I just use he. However, I will try my best to kind of alter that and not make it too confusing, because there are many divine feminines who are masculine, and there are many divine masculines that are feminine, or that are women. I confused myself on that one. I think you guys get the picture, because what we're really referring to is energy. We're not referring to gender. We're really just referring to the divine masculine energy, which can live inside a woman, and then which lives inside all of us, right? We all want to be harmonized and balanced within, but one of us does carry the stronger energy. So in your twin flame unions, one of you is going to hold the archetype a little bit stronger of the divine masculine, and the other will hold the feminine archetype a little bit stronger, but we each have that equally within. Awesome. Okay, so before we get started, one last thing. Please go ahead and like this video if you enjoyed the content. It really helps these videos get seen by more people and, build and grow the community. And if you're enjoying these videos on the regular, please subscribe. We'd love to have you here, and so you can be notified when a new video comes out. That's kind of the drill on YouTube, as I'm sure you all know, and this channel is super new, and we're just trying to grow and get the message out to as many people that want it as possible. So yeah, that would be great, and we'll go ahead and get started. I'm just going to do a quick little check-in. Well, I always say quick and then it ends up not being quick. We're going to start, let's just start with the divine masculine. I feel like that's where everyone is always very interested. We're going to take a couple oracle cards to kind of check in and see, oh, it looks like, oh, interesting. Okay, we'll take one more. Oh boy. Okay, well, we actually got two, and I'm going to take it because it is in reverse, which I find interesting. And then we're going to ask some clarifiers, from the tarot. I know there is that glare, so you may not be able to see everything yet, so it's okay. I'll hold it up. So we have this contract card coming up, which is a beautiful energy. It is upright. It's not in the reverse. If this was in the reverse, I would take this to mean some contracts being completed, being finished, the cycle's ending. Because I did actually pull this card recently, maybe a couple weeks ago, and I felt like it was the kind of the karmic, it was referring to the karmic situation, whether that's a relationship, whether that's a work, business, job, living situation. It could have been anything. The karmic situation does not always mean a relationship with someone else, but I did pull that in reverse recently. Now we have this in the upright, so I feel, and we're going to get some clarifiers from the tarot, but I feel like this is actually really speaking to this foundation. This card actually really reminds me of the Four of Wands in the tarot. So it is that union energy. It is that, it can speak of a contract of marriage, a contract of relationships, new business contracts. It's new contracts coming in for the divine masculine. And it feels like this is something that's on their mind right now. This foundation, this building, this work that they've been doing in their 3D worlds to get to a place of stability in order to create new contracts, because all of their previous contracts, whether that's their spiritual soul contracts, karmic contracts, or their physical 3D contracts, kind of all crumbled down in the past, couple weeks, months even, in these sort of dissolution of the karmic connections, and there was many tower moments for the collective of divine masculines. So now they have their mind on the future, on contracts, new contracts coming in, new possibilities coming in for them. So that's really interesting. We also have these two cards. Oh, these ones. Okay, so we have the Deceit card. Really, really dark energy here. I'm trying to see if there's any messages that are coming through just in the card, what it could be around. And again, we're going to get tarot clarifiers, so might as well just go and get some tarot clarifiers. I am feeling actually like this could be, yep. Oh, there goes my deck. This could be in relation to the karmic situation. And I actually feel, that's so funny. Look what I got. 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords, 5 of Wands. Yeah, this is definitely in relation to the karmic situation, whatever that is, for your divine masculine. We have these cards flying everywhere. So I'm going to just, yep, 7 of Wands in the bottom of the deck. Oops, there's that glare. 7 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. All right. So 5 of Wands. I don't know if I showed you that. The 5 of Wands came up, and the 7 of Swords. I feel that this is this breakdown occurring for them in these I wanted to use the word contracts, in their 3D situation, something that they have been choosing over you, something that they have been choosing over them, over their higher selves, over their higher good, over being on this path with you, stepping onto this spiritual journey and path, is really coming up. There's a lot of deception, there's a lot of competition, there's a lot of rivalry, there's a lot of dark energy here. It's that devil energy. That actually, the devil energy was right at the bottom of the deck, the second card out as well. So there is a lot of this occurring, but what I'm hearing is the deceit is actually speaking as well to the divine masculine's deceit, how they've been deceitful to themselves, how they've cheated out themselves out of their happiness. There's been a fear for them around that they actually deserve happiness, that they actually deserve joy, that they actually deserve this higher calling, this higher path, that they have something to say. And they've really been going through that recently. I've felt that, and over this weekend and all that heavy energy, they're looking at how they were deceitful to you within your connection, divine feminine. They're looking at how they've been lying to themselves, how they've been choosing competition and sort of, that dog-eat-dog world, it's like the opposite idea of if we all, like, one person wins, we all win. Sorry, Mercury retrograde, my words are not flowing like they normally do, so bear with me. Yeah, it's the opposite of that. It's the opposite of that Aquarian energy that, everyone wins. We're all in this together, community, ascension, rising together. This is the opposite energy of that. And this, I think, is actually for them, it's what's coming through to be purged and to be cleansed and cleared. Because the dissolution of these karmic ties and the deceit already happened. So I'm actually hearing this isn't necessarily about people being deceitful and competitive with the divine masculine, although some of that energy may still be lingering and may still be present slightly, because we do, another card that we pulled, we have the storm warning coming in. But really, even with this card, and again, we're going to get some clarifiers, I'm not feeling like this is in their physical world. I'm feeling like this is in their emotional world. It's everything that's being stirred up during this time of Mercury retrograde. Everything that is coming up to the surface for them to examine, to look at it, to really see it with new eyes, to really see it with the divine, to look at it as something that happened and occurred, and now they're ready to kind of transmute it because they're actually looking at it. They're looking at their shadow, and that's been something that they've really avoided for a long time. So they're really looking at the deceit, how they've cheated themselves, how they've been deceitful to themselves, how they've been deceitful towards you, divine feminine, and many opportunities in their lives, by the way. They're kind of coming to terms with the fact that they've made the wrong choice many times, and they've made that wrong choice out of the fear that they weren't going to get theirs unless they fought for it. Out of the fear that it's that idea, like, only good things come when you fight and when you struggle. Everything has to be hard won. Everything has to be earned. And so they're really coming to terms with that right now. And they're still in this energy. I don't feel that they've cleared this yet. I don't feel that they've stepped away and moved on from this. But it's here. It's come up to the surface, If you look at our bodies, illness, whenever we start to get that sore throat, whenever we feel that cold's coming on, it's our body's way of letting us know something's not in balance, and it's time for us to kind of balance that again. And so by letting it come up to the surface, we let it leave. We actually let it leave our bodies that way, versus having it buried down deep, and just kind of, shoving it down. So it speaks to a lot of these just realizations that they're having right now, this emotional realizations. Okay, so I've shown you a couple of these. Let's go ahead and let's go to the storm warning. Let's take the darker energies first, and then we'll get into the contract. Okay, so what's this storm warning about? Okay, thank you, Spirit. Anything else you want to tell us about this storm warning? Okay. Storm warning. Interesting. So what we actually had come up to clarify for us is this 10 of Wands energy. And what I'm hearing is they feel like they're on their own. And in their 3D worlds and their karmic world, especially if you are in separation, which I tend to be speaking to the collective that's in complete separation, but if you're not, that'd be interesting to hear as well. But feeling like they're on their own, feeling like they have this huge pile of shit on their back that they're having to carry around, and they're working to release it. I do feel that their connection to spirit has been really strong lately. They've really been tuned into that, but they're also really working through this feeling like they're alone, feeling like they're this lone wolf, they're in isolation, no one has their back, no one cares. It's kind of a victim mentality. It's kind of like a painful, again, back when we first got this card, it's emotional, right? So the storm is in their head, the storm is in their hearts. It's not a physical storm. It's not something coming into the 3D. We've had those tower moments. We've kind of washed it away. And now it's up to them to pick up the pieces and rebuild. But they have to get into balance and harmony within themselves. And we do have in the bottom of the deck of these clarifiers, the Temperance card. So it's possible. Harmony is coming in. Balance is coming in. And there is success possible. We have the Six of Wands. So success is possible. They just have to get out of this illusion that they're doing this all on their own. You know, they feel abandoned by the feminine. They really do. They feel like she's gone. She's gone quiet. She's not here anymore. And now he's going through this struggle and this fight. And he's understanding, he or she, by the way, she or he is understanding all the struggle that the feminine previously went through on their spiritual journey, on their ascension. They're understanding it now. They're like, wow, okay, this sucks. This was really hard. And before, they didn't really have this awareness of that energy. They didn't understand what she was going through, you know. In some ways, they even felt like, okay, is she being dramatic? Like, is it really that hard? You know, and now they're really experiencing it, and they are in that illusion of, I'm all alone. I'm the only one that's taking care of me, which is not true. It's really an illusion, and the feminine is right there. The feminine is there with him or her the whole time. All right, so we have this blossoming abundance card, but it did come up in the reverse. Really gonna have to figure out this ring light situation, kids. It's really bothering me. All right, so we did have that come up in the reverse, and yeah, I feel like these cards really go together, this storm warning and this blossoming abundance, because to have this card pulled at all lets us know that this opportunity is here, this abundance, this union with you, this physical world abundance, money, opportunities, wealth wants to come in. But the masculine is blocking it because he is in the illusion and fear that he's all alone. That he's all alone. And success is possible. It really, really is. But he's just getting lost in his one... that's so beautiful. Okay. I love how two cards have just been very easily flowing out because sometimes a bunch of cards come out. So what came out to clarify for this, we had the Strength card. I love this card. It's just so beautiful. And then we have the King of Pentacles. Oh. Very suave looking gentleman there. So the King of Pentacles, he's wanting to step into this energy. He's wanting to move forward. I also feel that he has this he's in this inner battle with perfectionism where he must be fully embodied and fully strong to come forward to you, Divine Feminine. He cannot make any choices, make any moves until he gets out of this. That's what he thinks. That's not really true though, is it? It's an illusion. He's not alone. You're always one call away. He can strip down into his vulnerability. He can have this success that would actually, the success with you would propel him forward into success in all these other ways. And that's a download that we had recently. I can't remember if that was a download I kept to myself or if I shared it with you guys. So, but yeah, that was something that came up recently, was actually what's available to him is more success than he's ever imagined, but he has to heal this what's going on between the two of you, because what's going on between the two of you is actually what's going on within him, and healing that inner Divine Feminine, that the wounding that's there, you know. So yeah, this blossoming abundance, it's available to him, but he's blocking it. I also am hearing like pride and ego and feeling like this is the only option. It's kind of like a Four of Cups energy. Like, this is my only option. I can only be in this place to come forward or to move forward. Not even just to come forward to you, Divine Feminine, but just to move forward out of this kind of stuck place, to get out of this icky energy of the deceit and the inner deception and the storm warning and all this stuff that's coming up. He's like super focused on this. And this is a material world sort of energy as well. So getting hung up on that. But again, I know it's not showing up in the cards yet, but in some of the reads I've done earlier today, I know that the masculine is really getting a lot of downloads and connections with Spirit. Like, Spirit is talking to him. Spirit is 100% talking. And so it's just interesting that, I mean, these are also some of the things that are going on outside of the connection, or outside of the 5D, let's say. This read is almost showing us the inside world of the 3D. Spirit, any clarifiers for this contract energy? Wow. Okay. Oh, masculine. We're in some darkness right now, my friend. Okay. So we got the 5 of Cups that came up right away. And then we have the Queen of Swords. Oops. Glare. Okay. Yeah. I'm hearing that he thinks it's gone. This isn't going to apply to all the divine masculines out there, but I do feel like there is a large collective right now that really feels like the opportunity is missed. It's over. It's done. They missed it. They messed up. They're very aware after this weekend, getting all these downloads around how they, abandoned themselves and abandoned you, and, made some, I don't like to say right or wrong, but what's coming through is made some wrong choices, made the choice that wasn't in their best interest for their higher selves. And so they're really in this 5 of Cups energy of just complete kind of despair, failure. They're like, I fucked up. Like, I lost you, and I lost the thing that was actually meant for me. And I see this now, and that's why this contract energy has come in. So this actually isn't even, before I wasn't sure if this was like, oh, maybe in his consciousness, he's actually thinking about how to move forward. But no, we're really in this for a big part of the collective. We're really in this like fear of the feminine. She's in her power. She's in her truth. She has pulled away. She's detached. She is living her best life. And the masculine has been spying on the feminine as well. So he sees that and he feels that energetically. And so because he's so in his own way right now, because he's so in this, there's only one way to show up, oh my God, how did I do all this, storm warning? I'm doing it all on my own. Because of all those emotions and all those feelings that are coming up, he's really not able to see that there's a new opportunity, that there's something else present. There's something else available. He's just not seeing that right now. Not today. So lots of heavy energy there. I'm going to leave the masculine alone for a second, and let's just tune into the feminine. We will grab some union energies at the end of this read to see what else we can see. But yeah, let's just check in. Let's check in with the feminine, and we'll grab some oracle cards as well. We'll do that again. Okay. Spirit, tell us what you can about the divine feminine today. Where is she? How's she feeling? What's coming up for her? Oh, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Wow, lots of cards. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take them all. But the first card that came up is this Temple Path. And this Temple Path is such a beautiful card because it's basically letting us know, yes, you are on the right path. You are supported by Spirit. You are moving in the direction of your divine soul path. There's spirits and helpers all around you, these little orbs, these little lights. This is your guides, fairies, galactic family, any helpers in the unseen realms is available, and they're here with you, and they're guiding you, and they're giving you this assurance and trust and unconditional love to keep going, to let you know that that's where you're heading in the right direction. So it's a really, really beautiful energy to have. We also have third chakra, Archangel Hamuel. I think that's how you say his name. Shamuel? I haven't done a lot of work with him. But yeah, so the solar plexus chakra, this is that identity center. This is your creativity. This is your healing any blocks to intimacy. Healing any blocks that you may have present still that could be blocking inner and outer union. So whenever we are working with the solar plexus, it's really important to be coming from a place of inner power. And when we are in a place of empowerment, That's when we feel safe enough to let ourselves be seen and witnessed by others. We can trust that we're safe in the world. I mean, yes, root chakra speaks to safety, but I do feel like this third chakra has a lot to do with like inner and outer empowerments, self-love, self-security, awareness, just knowledge of who you are, and self-worth. And when we have that in balance, when we have that chakra in balance, and it sounds like this archangel is helping us with that right now, when that's in balance, then we just allow ourselves to be seen, and we're open to vulnerability and love, and all those blocks and resistance that we may have had before kind of disappear. All right, so then we have this angel of love. This feels like a Valentine's Day card if I've ever seen one. We're going to grab some clarifiers on that one. So I think with the temple path and with the third chakra activation, I don't think we're going to grab clarifiers on that because I think those are pretty self-explanatory, but we are going to grab some for this angel of love. It's a really bright, beautiful energy. She actually has angel wings. She's cupping this beautiful purple heart in her hands, looking down. It's like this building energy of like really putting in the time and the effort and the love into this. And then we have indecision. And this one is so interesting to me because I've actually gotten this recently quite a few times for the feminine, not even for the masculine energy, which is so interesting to me. So I'm really going to be curious to see what that one's about. I feel like there are some things in the feminine's life that are falling away and some changes that are coming up that are causing a little bit of panic. And a little bit of like, can I trust this? Can I actually move forward? Wow. Wow. Really, Spirit? Okay. Let me grab one more just to check. Okay. Wow. Wow. Interesting messages. I love when the messages surprise me. It's just funny because I did a read earlier, a personal read, and I just kind of was checking in, and then what's happening here is so different. Okay, so we have the Fool that came up as a clarifier. And I feel like this really actually kind of speaks to, in addition to this third chakra healing that's occurring. When we have this healing, we're willing to be the Fool again. We're willing to start over. We're willing to take a step off that ledge. We're willing to keep going even though we may not be able to see the path and we don't know which way the path is going to unfold. We don't know the timing. There's so much we don't know. But when we are empowered and trusting of ourselves, not just spirit, really having that connection with spirit, but then also just knowing our own impermeability. I don't know if that's a word. All right. Well, if you know the word I'm trying to think of, please let me know in the comments. But just having this ability to kind of trust. It's a great trust in love. Love of self, love of the divine, and love of others. And we also have this card that came up, the Two of Pentacles. It's two of materials in this deck, but speaking to the Two of Pentacles. And there's this sort of visual for this card, not in this deck. Well, actually, no, it is in this deck. The infinity loop, you can kind of see it. Yeah, and that's what I feel is really coming through with this card and the heart that she's cradling. It's this eternal, infinite kind of love, this knowing, this trust, and everything kind of coming into balance, everything kind of coming into harmony, coming into inner and outer harmony and balance with the lens of love. And this is a beautiful energy to receive, Divine Feminine, because this is speaking so deeply to your knowing and trust in this journey and who you are and your love of self. The divine wants to celebrate you and praise you. If you don't have that connection with your own guides, I just want to be the one to kind of channel that message for you. Spirit is praising you. Spirit is so proud of you and all the work that you've done and how far you've come in this balancing energy and harmonizing within. And I know this card normally speaks to kind of like the physical world, abundance, money, kind of things like that. And it does come up here as well, I would say, around getting your foundation in order, getting your routine, your rituals that support you, your finances, your work in the world, just balancing, just getting everything into this balance. But I don't feel, often this card can come up and I'll feel it to be kind of a warning, like a preemptive warning, like, okay, we need to ground, we need to get it together. I'm feeling here, it's really just, ooh, I dropped my card. It's really about this sacred fool, this trust in the unknown, trust in the path, this willingness to step forward into the abyss, into this like beautiful purple. You know, we have this purple energy here as well. So I'm really feeling that spiritual wholeness, spiritual completion. And then we have the Eight of Wands. In this deck, it's the Eight of Inspiration. And this is a fast moving energy. This is, I mean, do you see her charging? This is like full steam ahead. I have my eye on the prize. I know what I want. I'm going, I'm getting there. I'm balanced in my material world. I'm balanced in my heart space. I'm balanced in my energy, and I'm ready to go. Let's go. And so you could be walking towards your mission. You could be walking towards, you know, your sovereignty, your absolute devotion to yourself, to the higher calling, your higher path. You could be moving along in your spiritual journey and your ascension, and you're always, of course, moving to union. And Eight of Wands does speak of messages. It speaks of communication. It speaks of things coming through, things finally being received. And we are in this Mercury retrograde, and Mercury retrograde does bring surprises. It does bring things up for review, for, you know, anything that's kind of been hanging in this unknown balance that we've not been really sure about, and we haven't really known what's coming next. And this is a time for that stuff to come through, right? This is a time of a lot of information to be revealed. And I can't not see the Eight of Wands as a card of a message. And it could be a message from your spirit guides. It could be a message from your team. It could be a message, you know, from your twin. It really could. All right, so to grab some clarifiers for this indecision card, I have, okay, so the Strength card is what actually came out first. So I feel you are being asked to step into your power and your strength and your knowing. Taming the beast within, which can be the mind. That is that state of indecision. That is like a sword's energy. That's worry, anxiety, fear, pretending to not know. But you have this energy with you. This strength is on your side. And then we also have the Ace of Swords, which is the Ace of Voices in this deck. This speaks to truth, knowing, an inner, it's like a piercing truth. It cuts through all bullshit, all veils, all not knowing. So when that comes up with indecision, it lets me know that you already know the answer. You already know the truth. You already know, but you're allowing the mind to confuse you. And this is a time, Mercury retrograde, once again, can be a time of confusion. It could be a time of a little bit of delusion, not knowing, you know, I had trouble getting my words out earlier in this reading, and just things just aren't flowing, you know, because the planet of communication is, you know, it's not actually moving backwards, but that's the effect it has. So it's like things are just kind of slow, they're kind of murky. But don't let that energy sway you from your truth and your knowing. You know exactly what you want and where you're going. What came up is also the Three of Swords. So this heartbreak card, this heartbreak energy. And then we have the Three of Cups, the Three of Emotions. And I'm actually hearing that this could be around other relationships in your life, not necessarily with your twin. People are falling away right now, Divine Feminine. People that are no longer for you on this journey, and Spirit has been protecting you. Spirit has been really working to keep you safe. Spirit has been working to deliver you truth and strength. And it's not easy, but know that the decision has already been made. Your higher self has already made these decisions about who to let in, who is staying in your life, and whose time it is for them to transition out of your life. So you don't need to be in this state of indecision or not knowing how to move forward, because you do. You already know. And trust that when you let things, people, places fall away, and you allow yourself to feel the emotion of it, don't bottle it, allow yourself to feel it, you then simultaneously call in your soul family, those that are correct for you, those that are right for you. So I feel with this card, it's also the promise of celebration. It's the promise of, if you stay strong, you stay in your truth, and you're knowing that the universe, Spirit, God, Divine, is going to be delivering you with a bow on top these connections with other like-minded soul family starseed individuals. They're coming to you. They're on their way to you. But you got to let the rest fall away. You got to be okay with it. And you don't have to be in this indecision around it. And this could also speak to, anything in your world that's no longer serving. Perhaps it's a job. Perhaps it's, a previous contract of some kind that was around, habits, patterns, likes, dislikes, really anything. Wow. This is so fun working with Mercury retrograde right now. My Mercury is in Taurus as well, so it can be very slow moving for me sometimes when I am getting downloads. But what I notice is when I'm really on, it's really fast. It's a really fast moving energy. It's quick, but it's just interesting right now trying to channel this for you. I didn't even ask my question yet, but I love the card that came up, and I think Spirit knew, so we're going to go with it. So I'm just grabbing a couple cards for the union energy, and we'll probably get a couple tarot just to clarify. Ay, caramba. Okay. All right. Wow. Well, this is interesting. Oh, what a sloppy read. Okay, so the first card that came out, which I love, Soul Family. I love this card, and this is exactly what I was just speaking about with the Three of Cups. This card also, I feel like in this deck, really does speak to the union with your twin. It really does speak to finding that harmony and that balance. So it's calling your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. And isn't that ironic, what we were talking about earlier with the Divine Masculine, feeling like he's doing it all alone, all by himself? And Spirit saying, no. You don't have to be doing this all alone. You don't have to be alone. You're not alone. They're coming. And that's for you too, Divine Feminine, to trust and to know that. We also have the crumbling. What are you clinging to? And yes. We have a huge amount of that energy at this moment, this unknown. So for the Divine Feminine, who we just spoke about, it could be clinging to these old patterns, these old habits, jobs, people, kind of a fear around allowing themselves to be alone, allowing yourselves to go through this purging, this letting go. It could be clinging to the old ideas around relationship, clinging to the old, the past with your twin, whatever pain might be present there, or just not allowing yourself to let it go enough so that you can let the new thing that wants to come in because you're so attached to this old idea of it, and just, oh, I can't wait to do this with them because we did that before. Oh, I can't wait to, and it's like Spirit's like, no, we're rewriting everything is rewritten. And so until you let go, and this is for both twins, obviously it's in the union, but until you let go, I can't deliver the new. And obviously, I think we've talked about that a lot with the masculine. So, but going into that a little bit more with the masculine, clinging to what's comfortable, clinging to what's easy. A lot of them have stayed in these karmic relationships as long as they have because it's quote unquote easier, or they think it is. It has the perception of, or they perceive it as being easier, even though it's not, but it just doesn't hold them accountable in the same way that the twin flame relationship does. We also got this yes card. So yes, union. We're gonna get some clarifiers. I don't feel like we need a clarifier on the soul family. We know what that's about, but let's check in. Beautiful. Wow. That was easy. I mean, the cards just fell out is what I mean. Okay, cool. So what are we clinging to? The crumbling. First card out, 5 of Cups. Yep. Processing this grief, this pain, this sadness, this hurt. How could they do me like that? And I feel like this also is like the inner child, like the past life, the wounding. There's so much past life things, right? Past life stories and memories coming up to be purged right now to the surface. I mean, I feel it for myself so personally. I feel it for my twin personally. I can just feel it. It's so intense right now. So yeah, we're still clinging to some of those instead of letting the emotion pass through us. Just being this neutral, kind of stable, still, grounded vessel, and allowing the emotion to come and then allowing it to leave. We're holding on to this energy. We're clinging to it a little bit too much. I also pulled the 6 of Materials. So this is the 6 of Pentacles. And with this, I feel like the clinging here is, I feel like that the masculine is clinging to this idea that I was taking and I didn't give. And now I'm in shame and pain about it. Now I'm in 5 of Cups about it. And I can't let it go. I can't let it go how much I messed up. And then the feminine is clinging to, I gave. And what did I receive? And then they're in the 5 of Cups, clinging to that, right? And it's this, you're mirroring each other because it's also, think of it like this, it's also your inner masculine and your inner feminine. So where has your inner masculine taken? And then where has your inner feminine given too much? So I feel that this is a big, this reciprocity is a big theme right now for the twins, and letting go, because when you're truly in that energy of unconditional love and abundance and just letting it flow, you don't even have to think about who's giving what and who's taking what. It's just natural. It just flows in and harmonizes. There's no thought that needs to occur around it to make sure that's happening, right? It's that idea, that concept of giving to get. So when we're in that energy of giving to get, we really are tracking everything. Like, okay, I gave this person this. Okay, they gave me that. Okay, it's like a tit for tat energy. And the twins are here to really be an example of the opposite of that, to really stand up to that concept that exists in all of our relationships, in our work lives, in our home lives, in our personal lives, like everywhere we see that energy out in the world. And as twins, we really have to purge these and let go of these so that we can be this beautiful example of what's possible when we really are unconditionally loving, unconditionally giving. And we have the Justice card. And I feel what I'm hearing with this one is it's this clinging to justice and clinging to it looking in a certain way and having it come in at a certain time. It's just this fixed mindset around how this is going to look. I think you can kind of deduce for yourself where you might have those, you might be clinging to some of those ideas. For the feminine, it could be, I need an apology. I need this message to be delivered to me. I need to know, you know, I need information coming through. And then for the masculine, I think too, they know that justice needs to be delivered, but they have a lot of fear and anxiety around it. So there's a lot of clinging energy here. The Hierophant. So really around, again, it's revising our expectations and our ideas around relationship. I feel that we're purging a lot of codependency. I'm stepping into this Hierophant energy of a spiritual love, a higher love, and really letting go of all that doesn't serve in the form of union, marriage, relationship, codependent patterns. And then here's this nostalgic Six of Cups, really hanging on to those past memories, those past hurts from our twin, with our twin, past hurts from the past lovers, past experiences, letdowns, childhood wounding, pain, trauma, you name it. It's time to let this go. And that's what this card is letting us know for the union. All right. Okay. Let's just grab. We're almost done. I know this one has gotten a little long, but that's okay. We always try and do it quick, and then so much comes up. So let's just get some clarity around this yes card. All right. Beautiful. Okay. That was easy. My cards are just falling out these days. I barely get a second to shuffle them, and they just fall out. All right. So this yes card, because I really wanted to know. I'm like, what could this be about? Yes to manifesting your reality. You are the creator of your reality, divine feminine and divine masculine. Nobody else. You are in charge. We have the Magician. You are in charge. If you want this happiness, fulfillment, prosperity, wealth, spiritual relationship, soulmate, twin flame love of the sun, I should tell you that, then you create it. You are the manifester of it, and it is possible for you, and that is a big fat yes from your team, from spirit, from your guides. It's also a yes, twins, to taking that time alone, stepping into your own inner bubble, in this hermit energy. So meditation, rest, higher learning, being drawn towards a higher calling, getting outside, grounding into the earth, isolating yourself, removing yourself from people, situations, places, things that are just kind of noise right now. You're fragile right now. We're going through a lot. We're purging. We're letting go of all this stuff we just spoke about. The Six of Cups, Justice, Six of Pentacles, Five of Cups, all of that. We're letting go of all that. We're really purging all that. And so we need the time and the space to do that. And we have to be the ones to give ourselves that, because no one else is going to give that to us. So Spirit is giving you a big fat yes to hermit energy. We also have, this is an interesting one. This was the last card that fell out, so I almost didn't take it, but then I just felt like there might be a message here for someone. And I feel actually with this, Four of Pentacles. So I feel with this one, it's yes to focusing on your finances. Yes to focusing on coming into balance, creating some routines, some templates. Maybe there's some work that needs to be done that you've been putting off around finances, balancing your checkbook, paying that bill, researching how to get that loan forgiven, or how to, get your debt a little bit under control. Whatever that is when it comes to the financial stresses, or maybe we don't have to call it stresses, but just like anything financial in your world that is around money and abundance. This could also speak to your work in the world. It's about harmonizing and balancing it. I know this card can sometimes speak to kind of like hoarding or grasping and holding on too tight, but really I'm feeling with this, the Four energy, and Four always speaks of like foundation and kind of getting things sturdy, getting things stable. You're getting a big yes from Spirit that now is the time to put some energy and focus into that. It doesn't need to be stressful, and it also can come with this manifesting energy of the Magician. Ask for what you want. Nay, don't even ask, declare. Work with invocations, work with declarations. I am wealthy. I am receiving wealth and abundance beyond my wildest dreams. I am receiving opportunities for financial up-leveling every day. I don't know. I just came up with these off the top of my head. Whatever you want to work with. Mantras, right? Really invoking spirit into this work. Money is not a place to leave spirit at the door. Money is a place to invite spirit in. Money can be a huge spiritual teacher and awakening. There's so much potential there. There's a lot of beautiful, wonderful teachers out there too. So if you're being called to work with a teacher around this, ooh, boy, do I recommend it. So there's a lot of potential here for working with this. And this is for both twins. I know this has come up a lot for the masculines, but for the feminines too. This is really something to kind of keep your mind on, keep your attention on. And then we have the Ace of Wands. So Spirit is saying yes to those new projects, yes to those visions, yes to your mission work, yes to anything that you're being called to. If it's learning, if it's a trip, if it's adventure, if it's, you know, starting a new business, starting a new venture, starting a YouTube channel, like you name it. Whatever Spirit is guiding you to, and you know they are. They're talking to you all the time. They're saying, do it. Big fat yes. Stop waiting. Now is the time. Get those projects off the ground. Step into that adventure. Because by the time that you do and you get so involved in this beautiful work, you're going to open your eyes, or you're going to close your eyes and then open your eyes, and union is here. Because this really is the pathway to that for both twins. It really is following the joy, following the play, following the inspiration, and letting that guide you. And once you get going, there's no stopping you, because you're fully, fully supported by Spirit. You're fully, fully supported by the divine. So this is a big fat yes. Big fat yes. Oh my God. Okay, great. Beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to wrap it up there. We will be back soon. And I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. Take time to rest. Take time to, rejuvenate. And just ground your energy during this time. We have so much astrology, heavy sort of planetary astrology things going on. We have this Mercury retrograde. We have twins working towards union. Lots of wonderful things. Sending you lots of love and blessings. And remember to please like this video if you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you soon.